Two. Hey everyone, this is Regina here, and welcome back to another episode of the HPRP podcast. And yes, I'm finally back. And today we only have one person, which is, say your name, honey.
Lily Snow.
Exactly.
Hi.
So you're probably all wondering what happened, why I haven't done a podcast in a while. Well, I was in the midst of moving, and now I'm out of the whole moving process, and I'm doing it again where I'm settled. And why is there echo, you ask? Because I have no furniture in a room but a bed and a bathroom table with a lamp on it. Don't ask me why. So you'll probably have acoustics and you can hear me echoing, and it's going to be fun for a while until it gets annoying and when I listen to myself anyways. So today, what I wanted to talk about is I want to end the HPRP Amino podcast and start a new podcast where we just talk about everything that is involved with being a nerd and being a geek. Because I feel as if that is a much better way to go.
Variety?
Yeah. Variety. Because we always talk about things that are not Harry Potter related. And if we go off tangent, it's a better environment for us to go off tangent than us talking strictly about Harry Potter. And we basically talked about everything Harry Potter can give us. And same thing with the Doctor Who one. Is the same reason I took off the Doctor Who one is because I had school. But then I was looking over it and I wanted to do a Doctor Who podcast again, but it wouldn't fit perfectly. But I want to get people to do certain things. Like 1 week we'll talk about Pixar, which is going to be this week and what I'm going to talk about in this episode. Another week we'll talk about Harry Potter maybe again, and then we'll talk about Doctor Who, and then we'll talk about Marvel, and then we'll talk about DC, and then we'll talk about normal regular games, and then we'll talk about like the evolution of games, and then maybe even one day we'll get to Once Upon a Time, which is me and Lily's favorite show, because honestly, Captain Hook. Captain Hook. He's pretty. He's a pretty person. He's pretty.
And hopefully about Disney one day.
And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still Captain Hook.
Okay, it's been a long day.
I'm sorry. And then Mr. Hyde. Don't even get me started on Mr. Hyde. Oh my goodness. He's supposed to be evil? Like, No, he's not. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started. But yeah, today we're just going to be talking about Pixar. And I'm going to talk about two aspects of Pixar. Me and her are going to talk about both the Monsters, Inc. universe and the Toy Story universe. I'm going to explain why I dislike mine, and probably you guys are not going to like it as much, but hopefully you guys do. And I know a lot of you came here because you wanted a Harry Potter thing, but at the same time, I can't find anything that we could have done that was Harry Potter related. And also, I don't want to, and you should probably already know why I'm not really doing another Harry Potter Amino thing anymore. And if not, I can explain it. But I lost a subscriber. Wow. I'm sorry. No, I'm opening up the Creator Studios to go to the live stream so I can read people's things. And all I see is the analytics and it's subscribers -1.
Oh, jeez.
Let me name it like a new thing other than updates. It's gonna be episode 15. And it's HPR podcast number 15. The beginning. It's spelled begging. the beginning of a new era. ... A dawning of a new age. ... Exclamation point.
Because why not?
If you can guess where that quote is from, I'll shout you out in the next video. How about that? How about them apples? Here,
I mean, I know where that quote is.
Where is it
It's just
from?
I can't. Huh?
Where's it from? The dawning of a new era.
What I was saying was that I know the quote, but I don't remember exactly where it was from.
It's from an animated movie, and the only thing I'll say is it's from a DreamWorks movie.
Oh, jeez, I know a lot of DreamWorks.
Get in my swamp. That was really horrible. That was
Shrek.
that was Shrek, but that quote is not from Shrek.
Okay.
Bunker.
I can't do it. I can't do a good Shrek either.
Oh, maybe we should get Mr.
We want to apply magic because of the very concept in the second one.
If I had Dre on here, it'd be funnier because he's related to Shrek because he's obviously Irish.
Yeah.
Even though Shrek is Scottish.
Oh.
Even though Shrek is Scottish.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started. I'll tell you after the podcast what happened. But it's so hilarious. That's everything that has happened. When I was talking about that, he wanted to kill me after I was talking about that.
Oh, jeez. Alrighty.
Let's see. I'm trying to find out. We are starting a new life. I did too many. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. So, let's start off with Disney Pixar's. It's not Disney Pixar's. I'm sorry. Pixar's Monsters Inc. and then Disney Pixar's Monsters University. Now you're probably like, why is there a difference? There's a difference because they bought. Pixar bought. I'm sorry, not Pixar. Disney bought Pixar after they made Monsters Inc. So technically, Pixar still owns Monsters Inc. So don't fight me on that.
Yeah.
I dislike Monsters University because to me it's not canon. And the only reason I say it's not canon, and I have multiple reasons and multiple evidence to show why it's not canon, is because Mike and Sully knew each other in 3rd grade. Okay? So, if they knew each other in 3rd grade and they were in the same class together in 3rd grade, why is it that you do not see Sully in the beginning of the movie?
Okay, I can actually understand that because Sully doesn't care about actually studying, and I'm talking about in the actual movie of university, not like beforehand. But Sully, like I was beginning to say, does not care about studying. He doesn't care about being on time for class, and he just cares about his reputation. I mean, you can tell that because when they were doing the scare test of, like, facial expressions,
yeah,
Mike was doing excellent because he studied.
Yeah.
And Sully is only doing one phase, and his teacher was actually disappointed. And it's like, I guess a reputation was just mainly all talk.
Yeah. And my thing is about all of this is that when Mike and Sully first meet, they hate each other. And I can understand that, but the fact is that they talk about in the very first movie about how they were friends in the 1st grade and they had this, and that, and they knew each other since way before time and they've been best friends forever. Then in a movie when you're doing about them being in the same university, they don't know each other, nor do they like each other. So they give no context or no backstory as to what it is. Like, I would understand if you say they knew each other in third grade and they were friends in third grade, and then they grew distant of each other, and then in university they weren't friends, they were enemies because they weren't friends anymore, and the university helped them get their friendship back. But that makes no sense.
Yeah, I would agree.
And the fact is also, another thing is, which is funny to me, is that I watched a video about this a while ago. Another thing that also made me dislike university is that they made it so that the idea of humans being toxic to monsters was there.
Monsters being toxic to children.
Yeah, children being toxic to monsters and everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. And they made that scene that was like, that's been around since they were in university. But that makes... My question is why did it take them so long? No, not even at university. Past university, when Mike was even in like first grade or whatever grade he was in the cutscene, in the beginning cutscene, it showed that these people, it was so dangerous to go in that house because you could get touched by a kid and they wouldn't care. Because they think you're just a new toy and you could die, but this makes no sense. Why did it take so long for them to figure out that kids were not toxic? And who started this rumor?
Yeah, who started it? That's a good question. But my, I guess, theory, in the first Monsters Inc., like the original one before Disney took over, I could only guess of what was going on, of like why it was all happening, was because maybe someone was misled that children were toxic to monsters when they're not at all. But they had pretty much spot on about kids not being scared about monsters anymore, which is understandable. But everything else, it is strange, but I think it's mainly for the comedy.
But if you think about it, it's a thing of if you're a society that runs on scarers, why would you want your own people, to be afraid of the people you're scaring?
Point taken.
Because if you want people to have the upper hand, why make someone afraid of what they're scaring? Because
they're probably thinking it just for the job, but I'm going to let you keep explaining.
Because think about it, if you can touch a human and scare them at the same time, when you touch someone, it scares them more often than you not touching them.
True.
Because if you touch someone and just you touch someone, you don't even say anything, you don't say a single word, they turn around, they don't see anything, and all they can hear is your breath on the back, or they can hear and feel the breath on the back of their neck, and all of the hairs on their body just stand straight up. That's scary. And you get screams from that. You get screams from people, even adults.
Yeah.
Which makes the most power, as you saw in Monsters University.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, they make the most power. So, if you can scare someone just by touching them, why is it so, like... Why make it so that people are afraid of it? of touching people, touching humans.
But then again, we learn in the first Monsters Inc., or I say the first made Monsters Inc., I should say, is that laughter is actually stronger than a scream.
Yeah.
Because if you remember when Boo was laughing, all the doors came on.
Yeah. Even that, but this is the problem though, is that they don't know this yet. They don't know that laughter is the cure and can make everyone not afraid, and making laughter is much more powerful than a scream. They don't know this.
Yeah, true.
In my mind, I feel as if like it's the same thing with humans. And have you ever seen Black Mirror before?
I've seen one episode.
Which episode?
It's oh gosh, what was it? It was if I describe it or describe some of the scenes, would you know which one I'm talking about?
Sadly, yes.
So this is the wedding one, where they use their phones to basically.
Okay, I know exactly which one you're talking about. You said the wedding one, and I had a feeling of it, and then you said the phone, and I understood it. It's kind of sad, but
yeah.
I have to rethink my life a little bit. I don't know how to watch it, but anyways, there's an episode. I believe it's episode 2. Wait, no, it's one of the last episodes in the 3rd season. And it's a guy, and this guy is a army person, and they're fighting these hideous monsters who are terrorizing everyone. And by the end of the episode, spoiler alert, you figure out that these people aren't these monsters are people. They're just people with diseases and deformities and and they have some kind of genes in them that makes them different from everyone else, who is clean of everything, who has no diseases in their bloodstream or anything like that. Any kind of hereditary diseases they can pass on to people. If they're carriers of any disease, they want to kill them. So they have implanted in their heads that they see some hideous monster when it's a person with this type of gene. And I think that the reason that they make them afraid of them is for the exact same reason why humans have to make it so that they see a monster instead of killing another human. Because if you kill another human, you feel inhumane. But if you kill a monster, you just brush it off.
Yeah.
Because think about it. How many times have you killed a roach? Or a bug? Or an ant?
Honestly, I never killed an insect.
You haven't?
Okay.
Well, if an insect is crawling on me, I'll hit it so it'll die, and I'll swipe it off of me. You don't think twice about doing it because it's a bug. You think it's meaningless, but you wouldn't kill your dog. You wouldn't kill your cat just because. And that's why some humans have kennels where they don't mind killing off a dog if it can't be found. If a house can't be found for the dog after about a month or 2. They don't.
And
care.
actually, you made me remember a reference of Old Yeller, where there was these this was back in the old days where dogs can't get rabies shots. And Old Yeller, and spoiler alert for people who haven't seen that movie, where the dog got shot because it had rabies and was about to attack a boy.
Mm-hmm. You won't think twice for trying to save an animal or anything like that, even if you have some type of Only time you have is if you have some type of attachment to it, or you love animals, and that's rare for people to find anymore. But if you just kill something because it's not human, you're okay with it. And that's the thing, what humans, and that's what the thing I think is why they have that whole, they have that idea that humans are toxic, is because if you allow monsters to realize that they have the upper hand, the complete upper hand, in any situation, then you realize that they can do whatever they want. And since your only known energy source is to scare kids, then you'll steal kids left and right. Just because you can. Or even worse, you'll steal children from the real world and bring them to the monster world and scare them and make some type of scaring torture machines and collect energy like that. And I think that's what they had in mind when that happened.
Yeah, like what Randall did in Monsters, Inc.
Because there was something that was funny to me about this, was that when Mr. Warren was in the first Monsters, Inc. movie, when he saw the child and he was acting like child. He had no fear.
No, he was like, oh, a child.
Yeah, it was a very forced child. It was a very forced child kind of thing. And it was funny. But even
I wouldn't say that she was actually kidnapped, because if you think about it, she was already out of her room when Randall was trying to scare her. And Boo was on Sully's back.
Boo is a curious little Ravenclaw, and I love her dearly.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. But she was forced when Mike went into the room and her door was there, and Randall put a box over his head and thought it was Boo.
That is the funny thing about that.
That is where it is kidnapping.
Yeah. That's the thing about Randall. And also the same reason why I also dislike the Monsters University movie and why I think it's uncanon is because Randall, he is blind. Not completely blind. I mean as if saying he's like, he has glasses on.
Oh, that's true, he did.
And from someone who has not had glasses for a year and got glasses again, you can see, but it's hard to see.
They didn't really make it clear of his eyesight, if he was farsighted or nearsighted.
Yeah, they never made clear of that, but they made it as if it was, he took off his glasses and he could automatically see. That means his glasses were fake.
Yeah.
Like, it was just an aesthetic piece, and they were like, let's give him glasses so it looks like he's a nerd type. That's all I got from that, and I'm like, I'm so confused as to how this feud started with him and Sullivan, and I'm like, well, all he wanted to do was make friends, and then he went into becoming conceited. I guess it's a stereotypical story, and I just like it highly.
Which, again, I mean, I completely understand.
Because I feel as if they could have done so much better at making him be like, he could have started out as like this person who didn't talk to nobody, didn't talk to anyone, and he's coming out of his shell, but not like he's like a pushy friend person who wants to be friends with everyone. No, he was a loner kid in college and no one wanted to talk to him, but when they saw him in classes, they saw that he was excelling and being better than everyone else. And then you see Sullivan, who was always the star kid, and then became beyond the star kid, and that's why he dislikes him. I would have rather had
he was very determined.
Yes, I would have rather had that story than have some kind of story where, oh, I'm a nerd. Because I don't know any 18-year-old who is that much of a nerd and that oblivious that they think it's okay to bring cupcakes to a party. Not even like, you know, the good cupcakes, like homemade cupcake to say, we're friends. Like, get out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I feel as though they didn't study college kids well enough either.
Yeah, probably not.
Because I understand that's how society wants to depict college to kids for some weird reason. But at the same time, that shouldn't be a thing where they show college is just partying and drinking and stuff like that, because it really isn't.
But, I mean, they did have those games where it proves that they are able to scare people.
Oh, that was a burp. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to. Sorry about that. I just opened my mouth and it was. I don't know, like those games. It's like they're rigged, you know.
What do you mean?
Cause you could rig it, as you saw what Sully did. He just broke the machine and he could do anything. Like, I don't understand, like, and they said also, that was funny to me, that each type of person has their own monster. Right? So, why is it that he's not scary to people? Even the head of the college said, even the head of the person who's head of university said that he's not scary enough. But my mind is like this: if every human has an equivalent monster that could scare them, why doesn't Mike have one? Why couldn't Mike have one?
But personally, I think it's because he needed to find his own scare inside of him, like he did at the camp, where he used his brain instead of like rushing in there, just like boo or like making faces and everything.
I know, but that's
he
not
actually
how usual
was very, very creative.
Yeah, he was very creative, but that's not how usual people or usual monsters are when they scare either way. That's just Sully in the Monsters University. That's how he is. But when you see Sully grown up, you see that he's like, okay, this is what we need to do. This, and that. This is your monster. This is what you're going to need to do. And he tells him, and he even himself learned how to do maneuvers. In the first cutscene of the first movie, you see that he gets up and he's training, you know, the Rocky montage and all that jazz. And he's training and everything for this thing. He's like, come on. He's like, quick, in the bug bed. He's like that. Like,
and he's like,
he's training.
Get up on the bed, Sully!
Yes. But off that slab that's hanging over the bed. Like,
that's the line.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the first 6 minutes of the movie by heart.
And that's okay. I know a lot of Disney movies by heart.
That's not okay.
I'm not saying them all because I haven't seen all the Disney movies. That would be insane. But I've seen them, a lot of them.
I've seen all the Disney movies and Broadway shows and movies. My friends ask me, how do you have time to memorize all these things? And I'm like, I don't know. They're just
I
like,
mean, that's
you
kind of
can't remember
like
one
me
plus
being
one, but you
asked,
can
how are
remember
you
every
able to
line.
do all this stuff when you have school and work at the same time? And it's
My
like,
no,
I
my
don't
friends are like,
even know.
no, my friends are like, okay, so you can't memorize that you have. My mom, no, this is how my mom is. She's like, so you can't remember from 2 seconds. You have to take out the trash, but you can remember every line from Hamilton. I'm like, yes, because Hamilton is great. I call it selective
That's my mom's
memorization, and
favorite
it's not
play.
an issue; it's a trait.
And actually, that's my mom's favorite play.
Huh, bruh?
Yeah, that's my
That's
mom's
not
favorite
this
play
week.
from William
That's
Shakespeare.
that's that's gonna be like 3 weeks from now. That's not this week. You know, I might even do it on Sundays as well. I could probably do this on Sundays again.
Wait, what?
Extend it to Sundays. Or Saturdays. Technically Saturdays. Have the podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays instead of just having it on
Oh, I gotcha.
Wednesdays.
I gotcha.
I think that'd be cool.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah. Because I don't have to do Sundays anymore because I don't live with my aunt anymore, so I have a free schedule. Yeah, but
Yay.
I just think that they could have done something for Mike. Mike Wazowski is a monster. If they couldn't consider him a monster, that means that they're scary. They're not gonna have a monster that's cute, okay? It's like rare. You don't call a monster. You don't call something a monster if it's pretty.
True.
Unless you're talking about their personality, and that's a different story. Because you can call someone beautiful a monster, but you're like, why are they a monster? I said, because their personality sucks. Like, that's a thing. And that's basically all I have to say about Monsters University. Now to you.
I don't know why you keep having a think when it's university. Gosh dang it.
What did you want to say about Toy Story?
Okay, so I know that Pixar and Disney have combined, or Toy Story Pixar, excuse me, and Disney have combined companies. I actually loved the first two. The third one, not so much.
I'm gonna fight you.
Hold on. Hey, Dad.
I'm gonna literally fight you. My favorite one is the second
I'm doing
one.
okay.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, it's on the bench.
My favorite one is actually the second one because I feel as if that I like the Roundup gang and everything, and I love the song Woody's Roundup because that is the bomb diggity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you want to talk about this Toy Story for? What is your dislikes about Toy Story 3? And I can have proper rebuttals.
Did you open it?
No. But about I'm talking to somebody. Sorry, I was talking to my dad. But about Toy Story 3, I mean, I liked how they continued the storyline, like how Andy got older. But I was really not into how was it Lonzo? Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear.
The crib.
How he was like, oh, nice and kind in the beginning, or when you first meet him, and then you find out that he's a real bully and a jerk.
He's the kingpin. He's the main person. He's the main man. He's the king.
Yeah, but I mean,
Lotso has gone from being lost and loving this girl who had her as a toy
Daisy.
and loved her. Had Daisy, and then Daisy's parents lost him. And left him.
They didn't technically lose him. They left him behind.
Yeah, they left him behind and bought a toy, another toy, what any parent would do. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
This is from what was confusing about the scene was that what I realized that I did was when I first watched the movie is that I understood it from the human perspective. But that's not what we're doing. We have to focus on the toy's perspective. Same thing with Toy Story. We all hated Sid because from the toy's perspective, they were ruining him. But they weren't. He was a child who was playing with toys in his own mind. Which means he created multiple toys out of taking apart baby dolls and adding gears to it and making a spider. I'm sorry if she looks creepy, but I want that toy.
And the toy I liked was the one, I think it was Barbie doll legs, but where she had the fishing pole.
The hooker.
Yeah.
You like the hooker?
Well, I mean, like how helpful they were when
she was. Okay. Because everyone was saying that she's considered a hooker, and I'm like, I can see it, but I also don't.
Yeah. But I mean, how helpful they were to put Buzz back together.
Yeah, me too. And that was the thing. I like that too. I like that as well. My thing is this though, is that we are focusing on what this is from the toy's perspective. And from the toy's perspective, Lotso was left behind. And he was abandoned by his family. And when he went to go present himself back to the family and say, hey guys, I'm back, they got him a replacement as if he's nothing. And in a toy's mind, you replacing them is just not the way of life. It's like you're replacing a child and expecting it to go fine.
Yeah. But what I didn't like was that he was like, just because I was replaced doesn't mean that the baby and, what was the clown's name?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Oh,
he was angry
Mr. Chuckles.
at the time. Yeah.
That was his name.
Yeah.
Mr. Chuckles.
Yeah.
Where he was telling the story about Daisy, and I actually cried at that part because I was like, oh my god, because of was it Lonzo? Yeah, Lonzo. Was like, just because I got replaced doesn't mean just because I can't have her. No, excuse me. Wrong line. Because I can't be with her, nobody can.
Yeah.
So he told Baby and Mr. Chuckles
they replaced him too.
That she doesn't love them. When in fact she did. She only replaced Lonzo.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so mad at Lonzo because of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did like how they made him a villain and such. And
I think that's probably the best way to make him a villain. Because that is technically how the villainous character of Woody was going to be. Because if you remember, Woody was supposed to be evil.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the bad guy, and the way he was supposed to be the bad guy was that he was supposed to be, like, not liking Buzz because he's taking his spot, and he's going from being the top person to being nothing anymore. And that's what Lotso was. He was Woody.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't played with anymore, so he went to Sunnyside, wherever it's called. And,
yeah, it was Sunnyside.
Yeah, Sunnyside, and was like, I'm gonna be different now, and I'm gonna have everything that I want, and my two friends are gonna be the main people, and we're gonna run this place.
But I did like Barbie in that one, because she was like, you know, what you're doing to my friends is wrong, and I'm done with you, Ken.
No, I loved Barbie and are you kidding, bro? I loved Barbie and Ken. As soon as they said it's like we're made for each other, I was done. I was done. I was done. I was done. I loved it. I loved it.
I mean, they were cute, but I liked how she stood up for her friends. Where it's like, no, I don't want the luxury treatment while you're treating my friends like
when
this.
she tied up Ken and ripped his clothes.
Oh, yes! That was awesome. I was
She
like,
was
go
like,
girl!
"They're my friends," and he's like, "I'm not telling you anything." Oh, really?
No, she
Would you like to
was
start
asking what they did to Buzz.
Yes, what did they do to Buzz? And he's like, "I'm not telling you anything." And she was basically like, "Would you like to start with the summer line or the winter? Which one do you want to choose first to go?" And she's like, "Oh, look at this! This is so nice." Rip.
Yes, I loved her in that.
And she was like, "Not." Wait, I forgot the last one. He was horrible with. He was like, "Oh,
it was the disco."
Yeah, not the disco. And he was dying. He's like, "Okay." First of all, I love Barbie. I'm gonna just say that from hands down. I loved Barbie from the second film. You know why? Because on the cassette version of Toy Story 2, when you go past the credits, past everything, they had a Barbie scene.
That part.
They had a Barbie scene.
Bye now. Bye. Are they gone?
You sure?
Are they all gone? Good. Oh my goodness, my cheeks are killing me.
That showed me that Barbie was real. I was done. I loved Barbie from that point on. It was just like...
And I liked how they made the squeakiness when she was touching her mouth.
Yes.
Like, yes.
I was excited about that, and I was just like, oh my goodness. My next plan is though, when we talk about Pixar again, I want to do a review on Coco.
I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that movie so bad. It looks so cute.
Yeah, I want to see it as well, and I want to see Coco. But I do not want to spoil it for anyone, so I'm going to wait until, like, the next couple episodes later on to talk about it, because I want everyone to see it. I'll wait a month to do a review on it, because I'd rather not do a review when it just came out, because people will watch it and be like, "Oh no, you spoiled it for me," even though I said spoiler alert in the title.
Yeah, and like I said, I apologize if I spoiled this for anyone who has not seen altogether. If
you have not seen Toy Story, you need to get off this thing. You need to get off. Just go onto a cliff and jump. And then film it for videos. I need some money. Yeah. So, I think that this Toy Story trilogy, now it's come technically a saga per se, if you want to call it that. But it's becoming and it's flourishing to me. The Hero one was the second one because it showed more toys. It showed another Buzz Lightyear showing how he was before, and then Buzz is like, "Listen, man, you're just a toy. You see the little blubber thing? It's not cool."
No. It was
the laser.
You mean that's a light bulb?
Yeah.
You could have killed me, soldier.
Exactly. I always like to watch the ending of it more than I saw the actual movie because I like the bloopers.
I know.
The bloopers are the best part.
I hurt your equipment. I'm sorry, you need an aim at my flipper. I'm not a very good catch. Okay, I'm waiting for another take. Oh no, I swallowed my speaker.
I felt bad for him. He was so cute. He was adorable. Oh my gosh. I wish he was
Oh my
more
god, I loved Buster. I loved Buster so much.
I like the butt. I like the Slinky's butt. It was funny.
Oh, Slinky, yeah.
He's like, who's a good boy? He's a good boy. He's like, what?
No, it's like, who's a good bottom? Who's a good bottom? Yes. And you see Rex slowly walking away.
I like the Bugs Life thing, the Bugs Life reference. It was like,
oh yeah, where what is in the space?
He's like, This is a Bug's. This is not a Bug's Life 2. He's like, which 2 is it? He's like, this is a Buzz coming through. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's the part I like the part where Jesse pulls Woody and she's just cracking up. And he's like, can we take this on the movie? She's lost the string.
For the movie now, he lost his string.
I would have loved that to be in the movie because that would have been so hilarious to just see Woody lose his string and see how how much he would freak out because he lost his string. You just be like, because he was already freaking out about the arm thing, and it's just the scene where he has no arm, and he's just like, no arm.
Oh my god.
Buzz, oh my god, Bullseye was amazing too. The little.
Oh.
You know what I really would have loved to have seen?
What?
Give Bullseye a British accent. He doesn't talk at all. He's very stupid in the films. And then they says, okay, break time, and he just shows up and he's like, oh, hello there. It's like the guy from the Flintstones, the pets from the Flintstones.
Oh yeah, Dino.
Yeah, Dino. Just season 1, first season of in the 60s of Dino. Just be Bullseye and just be like, hello, I'm cool. This is cool. Okay, I need my agent on the phone and everything because this is horrible. I don't like the settings at all. And then just my mind is. I also want to figure out. Wait, say it again.
Oh, I was just saying. Sorry, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Of what else about Toy Story I like.
My thing. I have a question about Toy Story in the universe. Is that
What?
how do they film around the humans?
What do you mean?
In the bloopers, it's like they're actually recording a movie, and there's a set guy, and they have everything about it.
Oh yeah.
But where are the humans?
They're behind the cameras.
But why are the other humans bigger than the toys?
Because, like you said, we're seeing from the toys' point of view.
If we're seeing, I understand that, but who is recording them? It can't just be humans. It can't be humans.
Oh, I actually think it's it's actually toys recording the toys themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It has to be that, because in every other movie, it's exactly like that. They'll have the bloopers at the end, and it'll be some guys recording it. Okay, marker, and it's someone else. Monsters, I can understand. Monsters, Bugs Life, other bugs.
Yeah. Or the blooper in Bug's Life, it was Woody that had the marker.
Yeah, marker is Woody again. It's cool. That's understandable. I can relate to that. I can understand that, and it shows that again, Pixar theory is correct. That's another can of worms I don't want to speak about because then we have to do.
There was Flynn and I can't remember the caterpillar's name. From A Bug's Life.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the second one where it's where Buzz comes in, chopping the branches of the bush, and it's well, it is a 2 movie, but not A Bug's Life 2.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah,
but I mean they were tiny.
They were tiny,
and
exactly. There's different dimensions, meaning that there's more to the universe than people have been saying, which is funny to me because no one has pointed out that fact at all. It's everyone just glosses over the bloopers as if and writes it off as non-canon.
When
And
it
I'm like,
is.
but it's canon because it shows them as their real people and their real
Mm-hmm.
lives. And in the bloopers of Cars, it showed other movies in that universe, in that thing, where they had past Pixar movies, but the Cars were main people. The Cars were like the main
Oh,
characters instead of it being what they were. And that
um,
points out the fact that, yeah, maybe the world restarted because of that. But I'm not going to get in more into that because I want to make that for a future episode, or maybe even the episode on Saturday if we could do that, so we can like talk about like a whole week. We talk about Pixar, another week we talk about something else. I don't mind doing that, but I feel like something is more to that because if you, especially when you look at Bugs Life 2 and you see, I mean not Bugs Life 2. I wish. Toy Story, my bad. Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2's bloopers, you see the dimensions of a toy. I mean, of a bug and a toy. Than
yeah.
a human. You see all three throughout the whole Pixar
Uh-huh.
universe. You see all three of it. So my question is that how can we go deeper into that? And that's what I want to do on Saturday, if we can post it on Saturday, and I'm going to decide, and by then we will have a proper logo, a proper name, and we will be able to flip over a new leaf and be episode 1.5 of blah, blah, blah. I want to call it Geekdom. Like, something with some kind of kingdom. Or, like, something cool.
Well, what we could do for the logo is try to find the Disney castle and just have Geekdom on it, like the font of the Disney.
It has to be, like, related to, like, every aspect of everything. Like, it can't
True.
just be, we just talk about Pixar for the rest of it.
Or Disney.
I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat, and I see my favorite person. I see my favorite little man over there. Hey.
It's good, right? I mean, I would do the same if I saw a person that I knew.
Yeah, JMG Network, or as he likes to be known as on the Doctor Who podcast, Klaus. You know what, Klaus? I'm gonna add you to this one because I love you dearly, and you can come into the chat and talk with us because he is my friend.
Because why not?
He's my favorite thing. He's my Ming Ping. He's a cool person. I like him. And I think you like him too. I need to just find his name.
I trust your Azina.
Where's Klaus? Okay, there's Ken's and there's Klaus. What? I don't. Hey! Come on, eat him. Eat him. Oh, and Scarlett's not here because she didn't want to be a part of the podcast. I never said that in the beginning. Oh, yeah. She never wanted to be a part of this. She doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. I'm going to type some random words on. Okay. So
No offense, but I'm not too surprised about that.
I don't care either. At this point, I don't really care.
Yeah, basically.
She's I don't like her anymore. Obvious reasons.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of an understatement.
My mind is just like, well, next time, talk to me.
Yeah, basically.
And when I said the post and everything, the funny thing, did you read the post that I posted? Or did you not get a chance to?
I didn't get a chance to.
Here, I'll send a copy of it to you.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Because I made a post and it didn't get featured, it didn't get published at all. All it was just there. So I didn't get a proper send off, but Gabby did.
I mean, you gotta think it's that situation of type of amino.
And that's the thing, though, is that I still love this amino, and I'm still gonna do my Triwizard tournament that I said I was gonna do.
And then there's that basically same thing for our roleplay community.
Yep. When we get more
Which
people
I
and everything,
still
like that,
need to make you a
that.
leader of.
Yeah, I am definitely gonna do that because I'm just. Done.
I've tried to put you under leader, but it keeps going away, and it's like, why? Why is it doing this to me?
Wait, what'd you do though exactly?
What I did was moderation settings and edit profile, and then I typed in leader, and it would pop up until I get it, like either refresh or go back to your profile, and it'll be not there anymore.
Well, if you just search me up and just click on like promote to leader or something like that.
Okay, I will try that.
So I sent it to you. This is my whole post that I posted, and I explained what happened.
Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hiccup.
I thought you burned. I was about to call you nasty.
No, I hiccuped.
Let me see what class is. So this class is. But another time, I'd love to. Yay! Yes, I am going to do more podcasts other than HPR because ain't nobody got time for that anymore. It's a new era. It's the beginning of a new era, a dawning of a new age, and we're gonna do everything now that is involved with anything geek or nerdy. Everything that I know about, basically every fandom that's out there. And I'm making sure that I will also incorporate Doctor Who, as well as Harry Potter, and Once Upon a Time, and Disney, and Pixar, and DreamWorks, and everything in between. Because I feel as if that it's a better thing than it just being nothing. So yes, I am going to be doing much more than that.
Yeah.
And, you can't tell me. But I will be doing it instead of being on Sundays, it'll be on Saturdays, so hopefully you can join Saturdays instead of Sundays. Okay, wait, we have 3 members today who are watching, not just 1.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And everyone who just, oh, no, we have 2. Oh, thanks, friend. Thanks, friend. Everyone who just came in, we just talked about basically the Disney Pixar universe. And Pixar
yeah, we
universe,
talked about
Monsters University and Monsters Inc. and Toy Story and the
Toy
Toy Story
Story
saga.
Just the 3 movies, not the
4th
sequel of the horror.
Yeah. Because I feel as if that's probably the best thing for us to talk about instead of talking about it. So I'm planning on doing it a weekly thing. You can just do a Regina and Friends podcast and with different segments. Ooh, I like that.
What?
See, this is why you're my smart friend. Saturday should be alright. Yes! Yeah, I'm gonna move this to Saturday. Yes! I will definitely do it on Saturdays because I feel as if it's probably better. Probably will be at 1 p.m. still, by the way, on Saturdays. And I'm gonna keep it to 4 p.m. on Wednesdays since no one can join then. Because it's like almost, it's like 11 a.m. It's like 11 p.m. for you. And I understand you can't join now. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, but what is your favorite Disney Pixar movie? My favorite, Monsters Inc. My favorite Pixar movie is Monsters Inc. My favorite Disney Pixar movie is Incredibles.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I love Edna.
Oh my god. Pull yourself together.
Exactly. She's like, nuggets!
Oh my god, yes. I like, oh gosh, what was his name?
Syndrome?
No.
Jack?
Frozone.
Where's my super suit?
Where's my
my super suit. Oh, yeah, put it away. Where?
He's like, where? Why? He's like, where is he? He's like,
But my
I love.
favorite Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This is
there are
why.
so many.
This is why we hang out, bro. Because you understand me. I understand. Thanks, friend. Yes. Monsters Inc. is my favorite movie because I know the first 6 minutes of it, and I do not mind reciting the first 6 minutes of it to you. I actually Disney movie. I like. I have to think about. I like. I like them all. I like Mulan too, but if you want to talk feminist wise, it would be Mulan because she didn't need no man, but she decided to get one at the end of the movie. Same thing, and Frozen was cool, but I don't know. It's kind of blown out of proportion now. And Inside Out made me cry. I watched it in the movie theaters and made me cry.
Oh my god, Inside Out made me just ball a river. Holy crap.
Every Pixar movie has made me cry. Because I only time I cry is with movies, and if something like hurts me, that's like online, which is rare. Which is something I also want to bring up about the thing that happened. A guy pointed out that he heard that I cried about this. Now, okay, yes, I did cry about the whole situation. But I wanted to go further on why I cried about something as frivolous as that. It's because I don't really show emotions per se in real life. Let's just be honest with me. Let me be honest. Who is your friend who likes to play Bing Bong Bing Bong? Oh.
Jeez.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh my god, that's scary. Oh my god.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that because it just popped up for me like a minute ago. And then I was
Who's the friend who likes to play bing bong bing bong?
Because I just saw it and I was just so confused. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
That scared me.
What happened? Hello, Regina, and the rest of it. I hope your mom is slightly, yes, I
Oh my god. Jeez.
Yeah, but anyways, I wanted to explain to you guys why I was crying about that is because I cry when I'm very angry. Okay? I cry when I'm angry or I feel extremely betrayed. And in both of those moments, I did. And for my friend to go behind my back and talk with the new head leader, by the way, which they both peer pressured me into giving up. And I gave it up because she told me that, Scarlett told me that it would be better for the community to see a new face as the head leader. And I was like, you know what, sure, I'll give it up and that's fine. And for a week later, for them to just tell me, oh, we don't want you on the leadership team anymore. We hired all these people and they dislike you. So why should we keep you on the team if all you're doing is nothing? So I cried about that. And that's an obvious reason and an obvious reaction to someone who you thought was your friend to go turn behind your back and say, we don't want you anymore. And for her to also say to me, in a chat, sadly, since I couldn't even take screenshots of it, she said to me in a voice chat that the only reason she was even talking to me and listening to me is because that I had the leadership status and I also had the Asian status tag next to my name. And I feel as if that all of that made me kind of want to do this letter and say I am just done with everything, and say that I'm not leaving all the way, I'm just leaving in general. And the only person who has really helped me through all of this, and who has been okay with me and been my friend in and out before me even becoming this leader, was you and Dre. Let me just be honest. It's like, other people as well have been with me, and I feel bad because I cannot give their names, but it's the fact of it being like, you are telling me that you were telling me that the only reason that you even talked to me is because I had the leadership status tag next to my name, and it's kind of a bad thing for anyone to say to anyone. So, and I'm a person who has said multiple times on this podcast and on the phone to talking to you guys, that if you need something done, if you have a problem with something that I am doing, all you have to do is talk to me. And when there's no communication and it's just two people yelling at each other, or a bunch of people yelling at each other, it took me yelling at them and badgering them for them to tell me how they felt that I was that the way that I was, what they didn't like. So to the fact that they hired all these people, by the way, I didn't say in the post, I had no say in choosing any of these curators. Because I had two choices. I had Lily, I had Dre. Because you were both qualified, you were both my friends, and I both felt that both of you were perfect for the position. And they told me straight up they didn't like the two candidates because they didn't give me a proper reason, but they just said they didn't like them. So I said, okay, I'll give in and I'll let you guys choose them all, which I should not have done looking back on it. But that's what happened.
Yeah, but what happened.
Exactly, what happened, and that's why I'm moving on. Because I'm looking on and seeing that I had two people out of this whole entire thing, and a person who I literally met like 6 months ago, since this podcast started, who has been basically through thick and thin, you, and Dre, who is a completely different story, who is a wonderful story, that is too long to even start now. And I'm glad I started talking with him, because he's probably probably one of the only people who knows my real name anymore. And I believe you do as well. Am I correct?
I only know you by Regina.
I will tell you my real name afterwards, because you deserve to know. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about in another episode of You Run Your Life, Don't Dwell on Others Being Harsh. Thank you for that, Harry. And yes, I do remember you. I didn't want to just say that I hope you remember slightly. I do remember you, and I do remember that what happened, that you had to go, and so on and so forth. I don't want to get into that because you never came back, but I'm happy that you're back now. And I'm going to add you as well to this so we can rebrand and start from scratch. If I can get to Skype and add you. Which I'm going to do now. Okay, this is confusing to me. I don't have it. I'm okay. This is weird. Send me a message on Skype, please, because I don't have your thing. Don't ask me why. I don't know what happened. It just didn't add you. Okay. Yeah. Trust me, I don't dwell on others because my mind for a while was that for a while, and I'm happy where I am now. Because, you okay?
Sorry, I hiccuped again.
What was that?
That was just a hiccup.
Get some water.
I usually hiccup only once or twice.
Okay, this is weird. Okay, I'll leave you be then. This is weird.
You gotta remember, I'm a weird person in general.
Same. I can't really complain. I'm a weird person too. I can't really say anything. Anyways. Wait, I would have liked to say sorry to Scarlett if she could hear it, as I never got to speak to her. Honestly, she's one of the main people who I dislike highly in this whole situation, because for a person who was claiming to be my friend, she acted in the end as if she wouldn't tolerate me anymore. So, if you think you want to say sorry to Scarlett, you can go ahead, because every once in a while someone needs to be the bigger person. I just feel as if I say sorry, I'm going to feel as if that my sorry is not meaningful. Because I don't feel as if I'm in the wrong. And it might sound childish of me to say, but my mindset is basically like this, is that if I don't feel that I have to say sorry, and I don't feel I'm in the wrong, I will not say sorry. Because the only time I ever say sorry is if I mean it.
Well, that's how it should be.
That's how it should be, but people have made it so that when people say, oh, yeah, say sorry to Billy. Say sorry for hitting Billy. And then they're like, I'm sorry, Billy, for hitting you. Like, that's not sincere.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here for that part. Oh, yeah, Scarlett is one of the main reasons why I'm not a leader anymore on the Harry Potter Amino. Harry Potter roleplay Amino is because she didn't discuss with me some of the things that I was doing, and instead of her saying, hey, can you not do the things that you're doing, you're kind of being a hypocrite, she just upright said, you know what, I'm done with you, I'm gonna disband you from here, and you're gonna get demoted, and you're not gonna be a leader anymore. And I didn't get a send-off, I didn't get a proper saying, no one said anything as I was left, they just kicked me off as if nothing was wrong. And not even for a week, no one noticed that I was gone.
But I sure did.
Yeah. I just want, and this is what this episode is just to start on and give you a taste of what we're going to do in the future with adding new everything and just being new, because we are starting a new life. We are beginning a new era of not just HPRP Amino podcast, not just Doctor Who or Whovian podcast. We are being the Geekdom podcast.
There you go.
We are a kingdom of geeks and nerds, and we're gamer people and anime freaks and art freaks. We are everything all together, and we love everyone all together, and we don't discriminate against anyone all together, and we have freedom of speech on here all together. Because a fandom or a geekdom or anything you want to say is a group of people who like the same things. So, if you are a person who can feud with someone who likes the same things as you, then you're just a fake person. because I've gotten into arguments. I got into an argument with a girl about this on the Amino, and me and her were arguing back and forth. And I clicked on her profile, and she had Hamilton in her profile. You know, we were best friends after that argument because we could bond on something. And we're not gonna have anyone discriminate against anything because we want to have a specific thing, and we only can talk about HPR. We only can talk about Harry Potter. We can only talk about Doctor Who. No, we're talking about everything because I'm done with being restricted to talk about only one thing. And I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while. I never had an idea of what I wanted to do. First, I was going to do it by myself. If you look past my channel, if you look in the past of my channel, you can see I was talking about political stuff when the whole election was happening. Oh, my life in Hamilton.
You okay?
I'm reading the comments. I don't like Hamilton. You know how they have Hamilton trash? I am the trash can. I am the epitome of trash, okay? My crown is made of Hamilton garbage. Did I kill her?
But I mean, I'll be honest, I like Hamilton, but if you say that you don't like it, that is honestly your opinion, and I respect it.
I love Hamilton. I bought the CD on sale. I watched the movie on a bootleg. I have seen everything involved with Hamilton. I want to see the new people and how they're reacting to it. I am excited for the new Hamilton thing. They hope they just don't mess it up. But, see, I can talk about that because it's not just the Harry Potter thing anymore. It's everything. So if I want to allude to something from Marvel about talking about Harry Potter, I can do that now because I have the freedom to.
Yeah, and it's not all about one subject.
Yeah. Because something that was funny to me that when Gabby was here in the thing and she was doing stuff, she didn't listen to a single podcast but complained to me that I didn't say anything to her about what my podcasts were about. As if this podcast belongs to Harry Potter roleplay community. But guess what? This belongs to me. If it was a Harry Potter Amino, they would have a Harry Potter thing. This thing belongs to me. And I am going to make sure that it doesn't die. Because we have nothing to talk about. And if we don't have nothing to talk about, we will do a gaming episode and I will play Cards Against Humanity or Gmod or even Minecraft. Don't even get me started on Minecraft.
And I am actually playing Minecraft right now.
Hold on, you got Minecraft? What's your name, John? Here, I'm gonna give you.
Huh?
I'm gonna type my name, my name in the chat so you can see what my name is.
Okay, I have to ask, do you have a PS4, Regina?
No.
Gosh dang it.
I'm
Because
sorry.
that's what I have my Minecraft on.
Oh, okay. I'm a classy person, and I have my Minecraft on the computer, so get on my level. Get on my level, you pleb.
On Minecraft, I'm level 30.
Get a life. If you have a level past the double digits, get a life. If you pass level 15, if you get past level 15, get a life. If you have time to make a custom skin Get a life. If you can be level 15 on Bed Wars, get a life. Oh my goodness. And that's coming from someone who has absolutely no life, okay? Anyways.
But yeah, no, I have a life, and you know this.
I don't have a life. I roleplay on my phone. Talk with the guy I like. Who I'm not even technically sure likes me back.
But about the
life.
community that I made you the welcome community because it won't let me make you a creator either.
What?
For some odd reason. So I think it's because it's still pretty new for all of us. So
No, it usually lets people make it because if I'm correct, what I can do, I want to look and see something. Let me just check something that's pretty cool. So me and Scarlett were gonna make a Amino for the 18 plus Amino since that got disabled somehow. So if I'm not mistaken, oh man, she deleted it. Can I make here a custom one? I'll make a custom one so I can create one. You can't stop time. Give me the name of the Amino.
sorry?
Do mention the witches' names. Don't mention the witch's name. I don't know. Oh wait, I didn't even read your thing up there. I feel bad for you. I knew deep down she was trouble, and that why I argued with you in the past, as she would be too extreme. She played us against each other. I think so. This is probably very true. Yeah. I don't know. I trusted Scarlett too much.
Man, I didn't trust her fully, but she was gaining my trust, and then you told me all of that, and she lost all my trust. So
you know what's something also that's kind of funny to me that she also said to me that was really made me pissed off more is that she said, "Well, I'm a slither door. That's what we do." I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. Slytherins aren't evil. You are. There's a difference. Okay?
She's not a monster, Gaston. You are!
Exactly. Exactly the same thing.
I'm sorry, I had to!
She is Gaston, okay? Cause you think, oh, he's a good guy. He's trying to save the girl, and you're like, oh, no, he ain't good. No. He pretty, but he ain't.
Yeah, and remake one, the 2017 version of Beauty and the Beast, and I apologize if no one has seen this. It is on Netflix. But there's a line that they had added into the remix of Beauty and the Beast, where LeFou says, "There's a beast."
There's a beast running wild. There's no question.
There's a question, but I fear the wrong beast. But I fear the wrong one is released. Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, yes, irony, right there, irony.
That is
and I
very
love
much irony.
Added that.
I
love how they added that.
I realized it after I sung it like the 5th time, and I was like, wait a second. This is true.
Yeah, but I fear the wrong one is released.
Yeah, I feel bad for LeFou at the end, because I was like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah? And I feel bad for him at the end, but, yeah. But, okay. So we're gonna talk about this more. We have to talk about this more. This is gonna be the Disney week where I can make a podcast, and I already made it. I can make a logo. I can make a banner again. I can remake my whole thing, and I'm excited for this.
And you should be. You have every right to.
Because I can have creative freedom. I'm gonna. By the end of this, probably the end of. I'm gonna say by the end of look at my channel.
Sorry, I hiccuped again. Wasn't expecting that.
You're fine. It's not gonna be just the home of Doctor Who podcast and HPRP podcast. It's gonna be home of the Geekdom podcast. And it's gonna be Fly, and I will be happy about it because I'm not gonna be Regina Quinn anymore. I'm gonna be the analyst, and we're gonna be analyzing the geek side of the universe. Because who doesn't? The geek side of the universe. I found the podcast name! I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down. That is awesome.
You are very excited.
Because think about it, the geek side of the universe.
Yeah, that works.
That works. Not geekdom, which everyone expects it to be.
Or Geek Squad.
Or geek. No, that's Best Buy.
That's what I mean.
No, we're not gonna be Geek Squad. We're gonna be the geek side of the universe. And I will make a logo. It's gonna be called Geek Side of the Universe. Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
I know you are. Oh,
you can't stop
haven't
me.
I haven't even thought about my favorite Pixar and Disney Pixar movie. I'm still having trouble deciding.
Geek Universe? Geekiverse? I'm not sorry. Music. No! Yes! Hey, brother! Yes, the Soup and Carlin brothers. Yes, I love them dearly. Awesome. Geekverse. Geekiverse.
I think my favorite Disney Pixar was Bug's Life.
Yeah. Bug's Life was
favorite
Disney.
Pixar. Because I loved the bloopers.
Disney,
I'm sorry, I'm not
Disney
feeling
Pixar
about this. Can you take another take? And where Hopper's like, do you think I'm stupid? And the princess just bursts out laughing. And then by the third take, he's like, do you think I'm stupid? Yes! Poor Harper. I can't take much more of this. I really...
Okay, well.
Had a call.
Same.
Favorite Pixar.
This is why I like this idea. I have to go sadly. You better say it quickly. We have to leave in 2 minutes. We have to do it quickly.
Okay, favorite Pixar. I will have to say Monsters Inc. as well.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, I'm biased, but who cares? And that's the ending of the first episode of The Geek Side of the Universe. Now, I am looking forward to the next episode because I'm going to be doing it Saturday, and it's going to be an extension of the Pixar episode, and we're going to be talking about the Pixar the Pixar theory and the Pixar, how the Pixar, all Pixar movies share the same universe, and I love that theory, and I can't wait till next episode. Hopefully, Harry, you can join us as well as Kingpin Class. He can join as well. Hopefully, he can join. And I am looking forward to it because I can't wait because I'm excited about this, and I like talking about all of the things that I like rather than just talking about Harry Potter, even though it's probably going to allude to Harry Potter every once in a while, and I really don't care because I also want to sort all of my favorite characters into different houses. And yes, Scarlet is Gaston. That's what we'll call her now, Gaston. She's a man.
It works.
She's a man that eats 5 dozen eggs and is roughly the size of a barge and can hit that note extra well. Thank you very much. But that's what we're gonna all have for now.
And who also goes shoots them from behind.
Yes, exactly. Also irony, if you think about it, in an illusion, in a like a sort of like a thing. And that's it for this episode. It was an hour and 30 minutes. It was an hour and 30 minutes long, but I really don't care because I liked it.
Time went fast. Jeez.
Yeah, and time went by fast rather than just having awkward silences of what we didn't know what to talk about, and we go off in tangent. And I'm really excited about this. We'll talk about the Pixar theory on Saturday if you guys can catch it. And I hope to see you in the next episode, guys. Bye!
Bye!